Hi everybody, it's Honest John. Now, Hillary Clinton is probably the most investigated person in U.S. history. There are crime lords and drug dealers and murderers that have not been investigated as much as she has. It began back when Bill was running for governor of Arkansas, and it hasn't stopped. And when she gets investigated loudly. There's great fanfare, all right? When they have opened up investigations into the suicide of Vince Foster, Whitewater, everything from that to Benghazi to the email things. But then, when all those investigations closed with no finding against her, well, that was done in a whisper. There's no big announcement that she's been cleared, or that at least that there was no evidence that she did anything wrong. They just make a release, usually on a Friday, when the news dumps happen, where they dump the news that they don't want many people to notice. But the fact is that the Republicans, who have conducted the great majority of these investigations, have never laid a glove on her. And even the investigation of Bill Clinton and his sexual escapades while he was president and before, even though it was Bill that was unfaithful, they seem to have cast a cloud on Hillary, like as if she had done something wrong. And what she did was she stood by her man, even though she had done wrong. And whatever they did, I guess it was, they did the stuff that was necessary to preserve their marriage. So in spite of Bill's problems, Hillary and Bill only have one marriage between them. It's not the case with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has, I guess, never been willing or able to do the work necessary to preserve a marriage. So he cheated on his first wife with his second wife, he cheated on his second wife with his third wife, and he's probably cheating on his third wife right now. It just hasn't come out in the open yet. And yet, all of these so-called, like the evangelicals, the so-called guardians of our morality, they have overlooked what Trump's going on, but they'll point out all about Bill Clinton as if it's somehow reflected on her. And take the Benghazi investigation. There's been all kinds of hearings about that. And nobody questions why the Republicans who controlled the Congress at the time never investigated George W. Bush or his secretaries of state when practically hundreds of people were killed in attacks on embassies all over the world. No investigations on that. And nobody ever questions the motivations of the Republicans who did all these investigations of Hillary, and yet didn't investigate the Bush administration. And it's the same thing with this email thing. Hillary had a private email server. Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell had private email accounts, which they used. And no investigation. You've never heard any investigation of Colin Powell or Condoleezza Rice as to what happened with their emails, with their top secret emails that went through their accounts. It's only been Hillary. And people point to this use of the email like it's something wrong in itself. But, I mean, what? Did she stand to make a profit by using a private email server? She did it for convenience. There was no indication that she intended to do anything wrong or that she did anything wrong. But now we have Donald Trump, and we have, among the many things that he's done, right now the only thing that appears to be being investigated is Trump University. And the court may not have ruled yet, but even a cursory look at the documents that have been released by the court make it clear that Trump University was a scam. The whole idea was to build money off of people. It wasn't to teach them about real estate. It wasn't to help them become real estate brokers. It was to get them to spend money. And not only was Trump University a scam, Trump Vodka was a scam. Matter of fact, Trump casinos were even kind of a scam. Because the people that invested with him didn't know that he had leveraged them so heavily with debt that there was no way to make money from them. And when you can't make money from a casino, you can't claim to be a good businessman. Owning a casino is like having the key to the mint. If you can't make that work, you ain't shit. So it's become pretty clear, if you look at Trump's record, if you read his books they depict him, they document financial crimes, especially fraud. So if you look at Trump's record, you'd be a fool to trust him with anything. But Republicans, they want to trust him with the country. Thanks for listening.